What is going on, everyone? My name is Flip, and man, oh man, I'm hoping we're live. I'm hoping that it's working. Okay? I'm thinking it's working. I'm a little late today because, I messed up some things. But we should be live. We are live. And apparently people were waiting for me. I think this is the first One Piece stream that actually has people waiting. Sino, welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't know. Yeah, it is. Okay, I was about to ask if this was working. So, Sino, I think this is your first time being in a One Piece stream because I don't remember you being here before. It's usually Deadman and I, and that's it. So, with that in mind, how have you guys been? Have you guys had a great weekend? Because I think I haven't streamed in 2 days. The last stream that I did was Pocopia, and I have been playing a lot of it. Like, I have been having a great time with Pocopia. Salutations, yo, dead man. How are you doing? How are you guys doing? Yep. Okay. So, again, for anyone like Sino who is new to these, maybe part of my community, maybe new, do remember this is One Piece 1189, the manga. So if you don't want to be spoiled, I understand, and you can leave if you so choose to. But if not, like Carter here, you are able to stay alongside that man and I, who are caught up with the manga. So if you're not caught up and you don't want to be spoiled, do beware. Totally a random question. Okay, what's your random question, Carter? Good. I've just got back from my friend's house. I see. I see. Yes. What is your question? Shit, I forgot. It's totally fine. However, as the title says, we are reading One Piece. So that is. I'm not gonna be playing no Deltarune. I'm not gonna be answering any Deltarune questions. I'm gonna be playing anything else. So I understand if some of you are gonna be disappointed with the situation, but it is what it is. Without further ado, unless you do have your question, oh hi Carter, I like your bacon hair profile picture. I can't. It's so oh, I see it. It's a Roblox thing. I see. I had not seen it, but anyways, let's head right into. Let me open the app so we can read the official. Ooh, here it is. Chapter 1189, 1190, titled "Those Whose Death Brings Celebration." Now, for anyone who needs a little bit of a catching up, last chapter, Luffy got completely annihilated by Emu. We're talking both lungs are gone. We're talking pinned to a tree, life sucked out of them. Like, shit is not going great. Okay, Sora's fighting Summers, and Sanji's fighting Killingham. Usopp just unlocked his haki to a higher degree. I quit Roblox soon. I see. I honestly, I don't condone Roblox in its majority. But I know apparently it's been dwindling down in player base, and it's not doing good. And apparently Roblox sales are Robux sales are an all-time low. So that is good. That is good. Quit Roblox soon. I get that. I get that. Also, I have no plans to watch/read One Piece. Well, I should make some videos in order to make you want to, because it's a really good thing. Okay, heading into a chapter 1190. Those whose death brings celebration. And so we get a cover request, real request. Shanks grilling fish for breakfast in Port Town, surrounded by cats. And so we see the cats trying to get to the grilled fish, as Luffy is also trying to get, little Luffy trying to get over to Shanks's things, which means this one can also be canon easily. Okay, heading into a chapter. As where we left off, so Luffy was about to be struck down for good. He was gonna die. Luffy was gonna be done. And GABAN came in and protected Luffy from Emu's final attack. And this was interesting because GABAN is old. GABAN is old. This might just be it for him. Now, Luffy is currently at a state where if he does not unlock Gear 5 or something, or moved his organs around, the guy is dead. There is no amount of blood transfusion. Like, the guy needs an organ transplant this second. I'm not talking like 5 minutes later. I'm talking right now. Like, the guy has, like, most of his organs are not even there. It's not even like, oh, he's bleeding and they're ruptured. No, he is bleeding and they are ruptured. But a lot of them just don't exist. I wonder where my twin is. The other Carter, I doubt he'll be here. Again, remember, a lot of my audience is nocturnal, I guess, and the other half of it is like European. So a lot of my audience wouldn't be online for another 12 hours at least. So I'm honestly very surprised that so many of you guys are here. Okay, so they clash. Emu looks like he doesn't care. Gaban is smiling for some reason, and Luffy is just badly injured. He looks bad. He's still in Gear 5 form, which is very impressive. But he does not look good, and there is a lot of blood. There's a lot of blood. And not really. It's more like it's not getting us that much of a player base as last year. Back in 2025, it still had some has more players than 2024. These kinds of stuff are just temporary. Yeah, it's 11 p.m. here. I see. Well, damn. I definitely chose a good time to stream. I'm surprised. Yeah, you're always here, that man, specifically at this hours. Because I haven't seen you in any of my other streams. I stream a lot, and I've never seen you in any of the other ones. I would have assumed that you would appear at least once, but only for One Piece. Only for One Piece. Also, Gaban is like shut back, and as he's shut back, the tree where Luffy used to be is cut up by a single attack of Emu, and we get a shot of Emu's omen ring in the back. And I've been saying this for a couple weeks now. I feel like the omen ring in the back has 17 eyes, and each eye represents cuff, cuff, cuff. I'm here. Oh, then the other Carter's here. I see. I have a feeling that they're the same Carter. They're the same Carter, and he just has 2 accounts. Okay. The Omen Ring has 17 eyes last time we counted, and it would seem that each represents one of the 18 kings that followed the original, that followed Emu. So let me count. I want to see how many there are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So this is the second shot that we've gotten of the back of the ring, and it's still 17. Which is really interesting to me, because we know that there's supposed to be 18 kings that followed. And Emu, we're seeing Emu, which means where's the 18th eye? Right? And we know those also do reference the 18 kings, because he directly pulls weapons from there, from the Omen Ring. And we know that each weapon is like one of the 18 kingses. One of the original 20 kingses. So I don't know what's going on. My twin has arrived, I see. I sent the weekly shonen cover. It looks so different than normal. Oh. Yeah, I would watch your Deltarune stream, but I don't play it. And I don't want to be spoiled. I love its song, though. It's hard to resist the temptation to listen to them. Because they are kind of semi-spoilers. I have seen a couple. A new Carter? Yeah, these are like this have to be alt accounts. These have to be alt Carter accounts. They gotta be. Like two I can believe. 3? Nah. But yeah, I will check out the Deadman one. The thing you sent in the Discord, Deadman, for sure. I'll check it out after we are done with the chapter. And also, dude, you should get on that Deltarune bandwagon train soon, so you can be alongside us, because we are finishing chapter 4, which means we don't have a long ways to go. Okay, and so we see the bit of the tree where Luffy was just caught up in the air, and Luffy is still paled through. Which, by the way, the thing pales all the way through that at least 10,000-year-old tree because it's a big one with a lot of rings. 3 Carter, there's some Spider-Verse kind of stuff. Yeah, which, by the way, I saw Brand New Day. Bro, I love that movie. Like, I've watched it twice now. I would have gone and watched it yesterday as well, but, like, I had stuff to do. This is actually my alt, though. Who's alt? You're saying mine, but, like, who? Who's the original? Flipdew, who let the Carters out? Who? Okay. Continuing the chapter. So Luffy's still impaled. Okay, and so like the swords come out. Luffy lets out a scream, and then Emu goes in for a swing, and pop. Oh, you're a hideous sight, like nothing of this mortal world. And so Gaban raises one of the axes up in the air. Who art thou? Says Emu. And Gaban responds, one who knows the world. Because he knows the truth of the world. And he knows what the One Piece is. Of course, I forgot about this. And so he goes in. Oh, he's about to go in for one, and he just lets up in the middle and just kind of like leaves the fight for a second. And so it's almost like he noticed something's about to happen because we now see Emu, just stoic face, and we see Luffy screaming. And Gaban goes, hey, on your feet, and grabs Luffy by the collar. Dude! And he goes, on your feet, Straw Hat Luffy. And Luffy screaming out in pain, I am disappointed in you. Aren't you ashamed of getting saved by an injured old man like me? Because granted, Gaban was very, very injured last time that we saw. Jempy goes, this is an early stream. Yeah, I always, every Sunday, I do the One Piece streams at 11 a.m. EST. So this is the usual time. So, yeah. Also, when I said next stream I'm gonna Twitch a lot, I meant like I was gonna be on Twitch. Oh yeah, but now these are YouTube exclusives. I had to put on my medicine. Whew. But yeah, I wasn't expecting you guys to be here. It isn't live on Twitch, so yeah. I knew what you meant. But the One Piece streams are YouTube exclusives. Because I know my Twitch audience like doesn't fuck with it. So I just do it on YouTube because it's where I've been doing the One Piece reactions for the longest time. I've been doing this for 2 years now. And I've barely ever gotten an audience. I appreciate that you guys come in and watch, but like I know most of you don't read One Piece or watch One Piece in general. And the ones that do are not caught up. So like it's a struggle. I really do wish that I had a One Piece community, manga community, because there are so many people that do read it on a weekly basis. And I don't know, maybe it does bring you guys to be interested, because my reactions to these have been wild. I mean, the last couple years, the last couple months have not been as crazy, but like, if something crazy happens, okay. Now, something crazy might happen. We shall see. Your white form, Emperor of the Sea. So he grabs him by the face. Dude, Luffy doesn't have lungs. What do you mean? Don't get full of yourself. And Luffy is still like screaming in pain. Yow! Hey, old man, let me go. So he can talk? He shouldn't be able to talk. Do you want to die here? No, I'm not gonna die. Let go. So it's Luffy talking to Gaban. Ever since your night incoming stream, you have just gone bigger. Pause. I mean, I've gone like I had 220 219 something subs, and now we're getting close to 260. It's not that we've grown as much as I think. It's just we've gained a lot of subscribers and apparently a lot of like loyal people, which is really odd to me because I haven't had an increase in community in years. Like I've got an increase in viewership, per, like technically, I meant popular wise. I see. I mean, I still don't consider myself popular. I think we're regular. We're good. We're more than your average streamer for sure. But like, we're still ways to go. Like ways to go. I don't know. We haven't gotten anything crazy. I mean, this stream has 2 concurrent viewers. So I wish it was like 19 or something, but you get what you get, and I'm fine with it because I've been doing this knowing that they don't sell, they don't do. Like my audience for years. I've been doing this for 4 years. I've been doing this One Piece thing for 2 years. No one has fucked with it. It's never really worked. And I was fully fine with it because it's just what I want to do, and I'll keep doing it even if like my audience doesn't fuck with it, and that's fine because there's streams for you guys if you guys don't enjoy this ones. But I will keep doing them because I love doing them, and I love reading One Piece, and I will keep reading One Piece, and I will make One Piece videos, and I will do all kinds of things because I really love One Piece that much. That's why we got my boy Chopper back here, my son. I've been seeing lots of vids lately with a working hype button, finally. Maybe you should enable that so you can get more exposure. What's a hype button? I don't know what this is. Is this like a YouTube thing and you can enable? Because I have never heard of this. Okay. And GABAN says, you were a dead man walking. It's pathetic. What happens next after you're dead? And Luffy looks very defeated. And then he looks off. I can't protect. He looks over at Elbaf. I can't protect my friend's country. That's right. And what happens to the crew you've brought all this way? Their lives are in danger. Correct. Now you listen closely. On this sea, the higher you rise, the more enemies you have. The King of the Pirates is a title for those whose death brings celebration, because everyone else wants to sit in that seat. Dude, this is crazy because this is coming from the third in command of the actual King of the Pirates. Also, why does it sound like super gruesome? Do you mean like the audio or like the manga, what's going on in the manga? Because if it's the audio, I'm sorry and I can't fix it right now because I can't hear it. But if it's the manga, what's going on in the manga, it's because it is. This, if you don't know anything One Piece, Luffy is the main protagonist, and throughout the last 30 years, the man has faced little to no actual physical defeat, like true defeat. This is the first time in the entire manga that not only is he beaten this badly, but that he is actively like on the verge of death. Like, this is the first time in the manga that, in my opinion, I'm like, there's no way that he can get out of this. Now, if Oda wants him to get out of this, he better know what the fuck he's doing, because I'm not gonna accept just anything, right? I'm not gonna accept, like, he legitimately got impaled by 2 of the biggest swords in the world. 2 of them. And both had the ability to suck life. So, the man has lost, like, most of his organs. They're not pierced, they're not punctured, they're not ruptured. They are gone. They have been obliterated by someone piercing through the torso. And it's honestly a miracle, because we know he's going to be able to walk away from this. Like, walk physically. Had it been a little to the left, or a little to the right, or something, the spine would have been completely, like, just gone. It's gone. You can't do shit about it. You don't have a spine. You can't walk anymore. Your journey is done. Which I'm very surprised we haven't seen anything like this. Because at the end of the day, One Piece is not just about hope, but it's about the destruction of dreams. It is about, hey, you want to do this. Do know that there's a lot of people that want to do it and will also like drag you down physically hard. This is a terrible environment for you to live in, and try and make it in. And we see a lot of like the hope crushing, the dream crushing, but we never see. I don't think we've ever seen that thing of like, oh, you want to do this, but like you legitimately you can't walk anymore because you were destroyed by this person. You can't do this anymore. Carter, that's because it is gruesome. Luffy's literally getting tortured. Yeah. Okay, I'm all for gore, but this sounds like very gruesome. Well, it's the first time in the entire manga that we get this gruesome, aside from like Marineford. Marineford, I think, is the only other time that it gets this gruesome, but it's wild. And so Luffy is being strolled up not only by the neck, by the chin, blood all coming all over. He's still in Gear 4, in Gear 5 form, which is honestly, it's very, very interesting that he is. I'm not sure how he is, but he's being grabbed by an ally, not even by like the guy, the main villain. But run away. The villain is not doing anything currently. I don't know how he's allowing this conversation to happen, but Gaban is just grabbing him. An ally, the third of the king of the pirates, a good guy, and he's going. If you were imagining that you can be the king of the pirates with nothing but peace and sunshine and rainbows, save us all the trouble and go home. And Luffy, you can see the soul in his eyes is gone, and he is just frustrated. He's going, damn it, damn it. And Gaban just chucks him off the island. Granted, this is not even like, oh, it's falling into water. Dude, this is the land of the giants. We're in the second floor of the land of the giants. We're in like a tree that pierces the heavens. The guy's being shut off, which means he is falling a lot of time. Like, he is falling big time. I seriously don't want to know what this would look like when it's animated. It's not gonna be that bad. Like, a lot of like this is not as gruesome as it looks. I don't think. Well, no, the other way around. It doesn't look as gruesome as it is. Type of shit school nurses give ice packs for. Yeah. Like, here's some big vapor rub for you. Luffy crying out for his Uber to get here faster. And then, as he chucks him off the island, he goes, "You are not cut out for this. Now stay out of my way, you brat." And so Luffy screams out because he's falling. And this is it. We're not gonna see Luffy for the rest of this chapter, I can tell you that. But if he wasn't injured enough, he is like critically injured. He is fatally injured. He just chucks him off the island. Sure, why not? The voice acting is gonna go crazy. Luffy's expressions remain one of Marineford's donut incidents. Yep. This is precisely what I'm thinking. Carter, you really should get into One Piece. It is such a trip. Oh, we see Luffy. He is screaming out in pain as we see him being scraped off the side of the island. Like, as he's falling, he's naturally, you know, like how, like, I'm always like, every time I see someone jump off a cliff into water, I'm like, aren't you not scared that you'll actually like hit the side or hit the rocks? Even though you will fall into the water and you will be mostly okay, aren't you like? Doesn't it? I'm always like, dude, I don't want to do that because I know I can just scrape myself on the side of the island by accident, on the side of the cliff. And so Emu looks over very stoically. He's like, "What?" And Luffy goes, "Damn it, that stupid old man talking all that trash about me. I will show you." And so Gaban grabs his two axes, goes mantis axe style, and so we see a giant mantis in the back. It seems that it's just showing what he's copying. Mantis plum, and so we see him with both axes as he is like actively drilling out on Emu, but Emu is using his spear and rotating it like this to block the attacks. I literally only got Twitch to watch your streams so you can get money. Yeah, we will be doing other streams, like the other streams, the variety streams. Those are on Twitch and YouTube, but One Piece streams are exclusive for YouTube. So I honestly, I am very happy that you did that. I am very grateful. Unfortunately, my audience on Twitch just doesn't bode well with One Piece, like mostly. So I don't know. For years, it's just been a YouTube thing that I've been doing. So I want to keep it all in like a single place. Especially because it's also at such a different time. Like my variety streams are usually like 12 hours from now. So doing it 12 hours earlier is certainly a different thing. But I highly appreciate what you're doing, Carter, and I hope to see you with your Twitch account in the next stream. The other thing is because when I do these One Piece streams, I'm doing them natively. Because here's the thing: the multi streams, the native stream is the Twitch stream, which means that the YouTube stream is a third party stream, which is why it's a little bit more delayed than it usually would be. But on here, it's like pretty much 1-to-1. If I send the message, I get it immediately popping up on the screen. So yeah, that's why you don't get any delay on these. But the other ones will have them because they're not native. Okay. So Mantis Plum and Emu goes, "Is this a joke to thee?" And Gaban goes, "You want to kill him, don't you?" And Emu responds, "I do." So we see as they're fighting, we see Luffy just on the ground, still in Gear 5, just struggling. Just bad. And Gaban goes, "Does he really remind you so much of a Joy Boy?" Oh. And so Emu goes, "Who art thou?" "Thus thou recognize Mu." And so as he says that, he pulls out one of the weapons from the Omen Ring and goes and shows like, oh, it's just this weird katana with like the hilt, like the guard. It looks like kind of like a tutu, and we see a little snake, like fire snake, coming off the sword. And the sword's name is Hone Bami Toshiru. "What dost thou know?" And so points the sword directly at. Oh, not only points it, like fully. That's a slash. Or at least an attempt at one, at Gaban. And so as Gaban blocks it, the snake comes in from like the side and is about to do something. "What dost thou know?" "Oh, we're gonna get something. We're gonna get something. We're gonna get something." Gaban goes, "The words of Joy Boy. But don't get it twisted. We're not blindly obedient to some man from the past that we have never met before. We just want to see our captain's dream brought to light." So it means even after Roger accomplished the One Piece, and even after Roger died, he never completed his dream, which is interesting because back in Wano, it was very implied. Back in Wano Egghead, like in that transitional period, I think it was made very clear that Roger and Luffy had a very similar and very weird dream that they shared. And Luffy specifically said that he becoming the king of the pirates and finding the One Piece is only a step in order to accomplish his dream. Which means becoming the king of the pirates and finding the One Piece is not his dream. It just It just is something else. And it seems that it's definitely harder than becoming the king of the pirates. It took Roger 20 years after finding like the rotund, after getting to the last island to actually get to Laugh Tale. Or it was like 15 years, I'm not entirely sure. If I'm not active, I'm probably texting my friend on Discord. Yeah, that's fine. That man says Honed Bami Toshiro. It's a famous 13th century Japanese sword forged by the master smith Awataguchi Yoshimitsu, nicknamed the Bone Eater or Bone Smasher. I see. Epic Sans, welcome, welcome, welcome. I do want to mention this is a One Piece stream. We're doing One Piece read through, so if you don't want to be spoiled or you're not fully interested, I mean, you're welcome to stay. But if you don't want to be spoiled and you're not interested, I understand if you want to leave. Because of course, I also wouldn't want to be spoiled if, like, I'm interested in reading, or like I'm somewhere in the story. If you haven't read the story, or haven't seen it, you're free to stay and maybe it interests you. Because it seems Carter is feeling interested in One Piece, and I want to make some videos for people that haven't watched certain anime that I really enjoy. I want to do one for Attack on Titan. I want to do one for One Piece. I actually used to hate One Piece, so that's going to be an interesting video to make. It started as a long pole weapon, a naginata, before being shortened into short sword, a wakizashi. It is celebrated in Japanese history, popular culture, and folklore. I see. I see. I mean, I assumed it was a real. I think all these are supposed to be real weapons. From actual history, from our history. Not too interested, but yeah. I mean, before you weren't interested at all, so now you're not too interested, which means we're making some leeway. It's definitely working. It's happening. Okay, and so he goes. We just want to see our captain's dreams brought to life. And Emu, we don't see their eye as he says this. This hasn't happened in forever. Captain? And Luffy is like still wringing out in pain, and he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna get that old man for making fun of me." That is your actual thing that you're worried about, Luffy? Heal. Get better. Just a moment. It's all I need. Dude, Luffy, you need to rest the fuck out. You need to rest. So Emu asks, "Who is this captain?" And Gaban responds, "The king of the pirates, Gol D. Roger." Tudum. We see that tudum. Crazy. I don't know if Emu knows who Roger is, which would be very interesting if Emu has been so self-contained in their own egotistical world and in their past that they are not aware of like one of the biggest moments in recent history, which is the execution of the King of the Pirates. And so Emu looks with the very intense glare and goes and thinks, "This disgusts Emu. This disgusts me. What is the D on the King of the Pirates? Spread not that name." Yes, great one. Oh, because like the D, it's never want to be revealed who has the D. Like the world government definitely doesn't want people to know about the D clan. So anytime they try and discredit it, so Gold D Roger has been known as Gold Roger by the masses for a while, and this must be the moment where it was decided we have to make sure that they think it's gold and not Gold D, because the D is problematic for us. Okay, I see the very man who turned this into the era of piracy. And why would the remnants of his crew protect Straw Hat Luffy? So that was Emu. And Gaban goes, "Because you are going out of your way to eliminate him." True, because it's not the king of the world came in person. Like if he sends the admirals, if he sends people to eliminate them already, that is something. If you send your knights, your personal knights, to see them, to eliminate him, that's something else. If you send your second in commands, that's another thing entirely. If you come yourself to eliminate him, out of the water. Is that not proof enough? If even you see him as a threat. And so, as he says that, we get a little bit of a flashback. We see the Odo Jackson, which is the ship of the King of Pirates. And it seems Roger is saying, someone will be born, and eventually will surpass us. We were just too early. Which we still don't know exactly what this means. We've known that apparently they were early to the One Piece. What exactly that means, I'm not entirely sure. But and so we see a shot of the king of like the crew of the King of the Pirates. We see Roger, or at least everyone that was here at the time. We see Roger, we see Gaban, we see Rayleigh, we see Crocus, we see Shanks. Oh, but these are like the last moments of each. We see Oden, and we see Whitebeard. And Gaban goes, then you're telling us that this boy is the very man we have all been waiting for. Dude, you can't see the smile on my face. And as he says that, we see Luffy, and he is groaning and he is frowning. He is pissed as he pisses more and more blood. And so Luffy goes, and Imu gives an even more intense glare as he goes, black flame. Indeed. We have been foolish. Perhaps we have mistaken numerous mere coincidences for destiny. Let us end that now. And so a flame pulls up of Luffy's like wound or something. They were too early for the Fortnite live event? Yeah, probably. And Gaban goes, no, you idiot, wait! And so someone disappears. I think it was him. And so as Gaban is in the air with both axes like this, he goes, sorry about this, Jewel Tree Adam. It wasn't my intent to eat you. Because granted, his epithet is Scupper Gaban Mountain Eater. So anytime he does a big attack, he like fully eats a mountain, which means that more than likely there's a good possibility that the entirety of the Adam Tree, which has been here for millennia, possibly, is about to be cut down by a single man, which would be insane because this is basically an entire island and a lot of people's homes. It wasn't my intent to eat you. And so he yells out in pain as we see Conqueror's Haki coming off of him. Damn, these creaky joints, it sucks getting old. And so he's preparing his attack, and apparently it's hurting him just to do it. And so Luffy starts getting up, like kind of like mummy-like, ragdolly zombie-like. He goes, old jerk. I don't care if he is friends with Rayleigh. So Imu goes, Stig. He doesn't even finish saying stigma. Before, boom, at least an entire branch. Oh shit. An entire branch of the Adam Tree is cut into pieces just by his haki alone. And Gaban goes, Gate of God. Boom. directly onto Emu. And the section where Emu is cut off. Also, would you say me being addicted to Fortnite is better than being addicted to Roblox? It depends on how much money you spend on one more than the other. I feel like Fortnite is one where you easily spend a lot of money. I don't know the extent of like spending money on Roblox is, but I do not condone Roblox that much. Um, so I would probably not be very onto that. No, being into Roblox is very beneficial since you could learn lots of stuff like game development. You can exchange 500 Roblox for $1,900. Um, yeah, but still, it's definitely you know not the best platform ever. Anyways, uh, Emu is like seems to be trying to block the attack, but it's not fully working. And then kind of like undoes it or something. And Emu responds, "Still, the Pirate King screw, even decrepit." So Gaban is, and Gaban says, "Thou art so determined to believe." Yashitakeru. So, Honebami. So they're just cutting at each other, just millions of cuts all over, like just in the air, all sorts of like. This is me preparing sushi. How about you? Okay. And so Emu is just blocking with both swords, like the axe and the sword, both things. Like you aren't. Okay, wait. Though I was so determined to believe. Like you aren't. What do you mean? I feel like I missed something. I feel like you're that. This is weird paneling. Like in terms of like structure for dialogue, it seems like he's continuing like a line of a line that was interrupted by a bunch of lines. This is gonna go so crazy in the anime. It really is. Like I can already see it being animated. I haven't watched most of Elbath so far in the anime, but like what I've seen already tells me enough about like what I gotta know. I will read that message in a second, Carter, because I think we're near the end of the chapter. And so between the gaps of his arms, we see Emu's glare. So we cut to the underworld where we see the pieces of the tree that the Adam tree that Gaban just cut up fall into the underworld, and they hit a mountain. Boom, boom, boom. So we see the sun world. We cut to the sun world. We get to Gerd and Loki. So they go, "What was that?" And Nami says, "Was that Luffy?" And Usopp and his observational haki is like beyond. He goes, "No, it's not. There's someone else up there. Someone devastatingly strong." Huh? Shut the fuck up. And so we see Rayleigh, Gaban, just lying on the ground, shot from the sky, like a shot from the sky, and we see his left arm completely cut off, and both his axes just by his side. He is done. And so Luffy responds, "Huh? Old man." To be continued. Chapter 1190. End. Holy shit. Okay. Well, you better get used to the main reason why that happened is because of the UK government pushing AI verification, which, by the way, does not help at all. Just it makes it easier for people to steal. But Fortnite is completely free to play, friendly with the free pass. But Roblox, if you want to have fun, you need to give them your face, your ID, and the home address. That could easily be leaked. Yeah, which is another reason why I don't want to play Roblox. Because my data, my privacy, and my face are everything. Um, what's worse is that they are trying to make this happen to all games and platforms like Epic Games and Steam. So someday, hopefully not, because I don't want to give people my face. But anyways, couple things to do. First, let's see the cover request that you sent. Okay. Oh, and here it is, the Shonen Jump cover. Let me get my medicine real quick. Ugh. Ooh. What's worse? I already read that. You might even need AI verification for these kinds of games. They are even trying to implement it into console. Well, fuck that. What's good is I know Nintendo's never gonna do that. Because Nintendo knows, like, children are some of their primary people, and they don't want to be asking, children for their social security numbers and shit, and their verification. And also, there's not a lot of like talking. Like, there's not private DMing. There's not like most games don't really have like voice chat or anything. So is that like the new spray for your throat? I'm also using that right now. Yeah, because it's not. I don't know what spray you mean, but like I have a wound in the back of my throat. It's very irritating and stuff. So I need to use this anytime that it that it hurts, and it hurts real bad. Um, but anyways, so we see a ghostly like yokai looking Luffy. Um, and so we see the reaction of every other person in current Shonen Jump, just looking very, very like, whoa, that's crazy. I like that one. That one's fun. So that's a Shonen Jump cover. There's two ways you can verify: either take a picture and the AI measures your age, um, and then delete it, or any kind of government ID. I see. Anyway, let us go into the section of this stream, which is reading comments. We'll read 10 comments at least, and that's what we're gonna do. So, number one, just some random guy says, finally someone said it. Luffy got a lock in for real, since Gear 5 seems to be acting too full of himself. Yeah. Honestly, and I don't think he should lock in right now. Like, I feel like, and I know Oda's probably gonna have him, like, get up and fight again. He shouldn't. He really shouldn't. I cannot stress enough how much I think, oh, sorry, how much I think a loss is important in anime like this, in manga like this. Because you have to show the struggle. And I understand you show the struggle through other people and through exposition and through dialogue. And I understand you don't want to delay the story. But I think failure, especially when you're so close to it, like, it becomes a lot more common. And I think it actually shows the struggle of what the thing is. I know we're seeing the chosen one. Like, if this was Dragon Ball, like regular Dragon Ball, we would immediately assume, oh, we know that by the end, Goku's gonna get all the Dragon Balls and make a wish. Weirdly enough, he's not the one that makes a wish. He makes a wish eventually in life, but he is not the one that makes that wish. He is the one that gets the 7 Dragon Balls. And even then, I think he's not the one that gets the 7 Dragon Balls, if I remember correctly. He is the one that had them at some point, and he had 6. And the one that actually gets all 7 is Pilaf, and then it's like that. I don't know if anyone of you is interested in reading Shaman King, but like, it's very implied that Shaman King is like Io, which is the main character, is gonna be the one that becomes the Shaman King. And then there's his twin evil brother, who is like the Dio of the series, and he also wants to be the Shaman King. But it's like, oh, he's the evil guy. He's not gonna become the Shaman King. He's the one that becomes the Shaman King. Not only does Luffy look dead in the chapter, but even in the shown cover, he's a little ghost. Damn, true. Oh, by the way, if you look closely when Gaban was doing his ultimate move, you can see the emo attacks approaching him, which is the one that took his arm. Oh, I didn't notice that. But yeah, I was saying this because we know that this is the crew, these are the people that are gonna make it to the end. We know that like they are a cut above everyone else. They are the one that broke the mold. They are different. Even to the four emperors, they're different. But still, showing struggle more so than like, oh, he lost twice this arc, and now he's come back and he's gonna defeat the big bad the third time, and it's gonna be out for the count. And we're no, because we're also getting into a point where like these characters are so strong that in the first defeat, and also so ruthless and want you dead, that it's not like, oh, Kaido was one of these where like, oh, I defeated you, stay down. Just stay down. I'm not gonna kill you, but stay down. I think Crocodile was also like this. Stay the fuck down. Don't get back up. It is done. But there are other people, like Doflamingo, like Emu, that in theory, if they defeat you the first time, I mean, Doflamingo like to play with people, so like I understand him still keeping people alive. But Emu is not that kind. Emu, if he wants you dead, Emu will delete you in the first chance that they get. So this not like this thing like, oh, like you get to come back later. You don't get to come back later. At least not in the same island. Either you move on to the next island or you backtrack. But you cannot stay here. You can come back later, but you can't do anything right now. You can't do anything this second. You can't do anything after training a little in some corner of the island. No. The arc is done. That's how it should be. Because that's how actually when you measure success, and I'm talking not just like, oh, fighting our way through the Grand Line. I'm talking like in general. Success does not look like this. Success looks like this. Boom! And then you get success. And you fail the most at the very end. That's what success really looks like. That's not what we're seeing in One Piece. We're seeing this. That's what we're seeing. And I don't fucking love... wait, no. Because in the middle, there's like a huge couple dips. That's in the middle. From then on, it's like basically just, again, like this. Just going up and up and up and just a little bit down. I don't need a little bit down. I need them down. I need them like at the beginning of the Grand Line again. And work their way back up. That's exactly what we need. Luffy's revealed to be Chris at the end of the manga? Could be. Exactly. Yeah, Dead Man. For sure. Exactly. Because, I don't know. It's just, I understand that Oda probably doesn't want to do that, especially because he is so close to finishing. And the more that he delays, the more that he's going to spend time not getting to the end and making more One Piece, likely for another 10 years. And he probably doesn't know if he's going to be around for another 10 years, which is a scary thing to think, especially when like we want One Piece to end within his lifetime naturally. We don't want this to be like a situation where like he has to pass on his ideas over to someone else upon death. But like, I don't know, if the story needs it, take your time. Like we are not in any rush. We are easily and happily here for another 7 years. We are. We definitely are. People have been waiting 20 years and they are fine with it. I can accept another 1,000 chapters. But anyways, second comment. D-Hawk goes, could Gear 5 have no limits? not even when healing Luffy's own body. Actually, I wouldn't be too bad about that. I'm probably gonna sleep. But yo, Carter, thank you so much for staying throughout the stream. That actually had nothing to do with you, because I understand. Again, this is such a niche one, and it's one that definitely requires you to like be watching and having read all these things. So I understand you're probably very lost. So I highly appreciate you staying just for the fuck of it, just for being with me and for it being me. I really appreciate it, and it definitely does show my growth. Uh, I saw that that man was talking something about a hype button earlier, but I think I didn't read it. Um, so I want to go back to that and see what he was talking about. But yeah, we want to continue growing, and I want to grow this One Piece community, because growing my community is very important. Naturally, but growing my One Piece community is just as big a priority for me. Like legitimately, I really need that. Also, I just noticed it's in top chat and not in live chat, which means there might be some messages that have fallen through the cracks. Okay. Also, I need my medicine real quick. Oh, goddamn. Oh, that hurts. Okay. Comment 2. Could Gear 5 have no limits, not even when healing Luffy's own body? The fact that he can simply order himself to recover suggests that his imagination and will may override reality, the laws of physics, making this one of the most powerful devil fruits, if not the most. And I do agree with this. I think this is the only way, in my opinion, like the fact that he said heal, get better. And if he actually does, we've known but the true power of the gum gum fruit, the Nika fruit, is the ability to twist reality through your imagination and through your delusions. And so the idea that he can just say heal, and then actually heals, I I can get with that. I can get with that. Because honestly, I was not gonna be happy based on the amount of damage that he actually received. I was not gonna be happy with a simple, oh, I got Gear 6, or oh, I got a new Tank Man form, or whatever the shit, or oh, I just ate a little bit of food and I'm way better and I'm up. No, no, that would have been horse shit, and it would have been classic bullshit. I wouldn't have been with that. This is not just an energy thing. There's not a, oh, I need to refuel up on energy, and I'm like, oh, I digested the food. Shut the fuck up. That's bullshit. This is good bullshit. If this is what's going on, this is good bullshit. And I hope that it's truly explained in the manga. Like, I understand that we're understand. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten it fully if it wasn't for D-Hawk here. But like, if this is really the case, then it needs to be properly conveyed in the manga in a more concrete way, you know? I feel like Oda could finish the story much faster if he lets other people draw and not limit. He has two assistants for backgrounds, by the way. And not limit himself on how many pages he can fit into a chapter, which causes him to not be able to have not enough. Actually, he has the exact page amount. Like in 3 weeks, he has the exact page amount that a single shonen monthly Shonen Jump issue would have, which I think is 60 pages. So at the end of everything, he has exactly the amount that a single monthly chapter would have. So like if you compare Boruto, and you grab the Boruto, because Boruto is monthly Shonen Jump. If you see Boruto and you check out how many pages per chapter, and you compare to every 3 weeks how many pages Oda does, you can actually know how many pages he does in a month, and it should be the same. It should be the same amount. Time to explain or do what he wants freely. This is because the more pages you put, the more it will cost to buy it. And he wants to keep it affordable for kids who want to read One Piece. Because the more pages he puts, I don't know about that. Because at the end of the day, it's the same as monthly Shonen Jump. Anyways, to the third one. Anatapachia goes, Rayleigh should come lie down next to him. with one arm missing. Really? Get out of here. I don't know what you're on about. Shibalba Miktian goes, Gaban and Emu gave Luffy the reality check he needed. I mean, honestly, yeah. Honestly, yeah. Because Gaban was very, very, like, direct with Luffy. Like, that was crazy. Chopper is so cute, goes, which, by the way, Chopper is very cute. Look at them. Look at that little face. How can you say no to this? It's amazing. Goes, why do Roger Pirates lose their arm for Luffy? Did he really lose his arm? I don't remember this. There was a recent complaint about the recent volumes costing more than usual because of the extra pages. I mean, I just think there's more chapters in a single volume. And that's fine. Because granted, the volumes release every couple months. You can just buy the Shonen Jump magazine, and if not, you can read it online. Like this does not extend to just the Western audiences, the European audiences, you know, some of the Asian audiences. But like the people in Japan also have access to the official release. I'm not talking scans. I'm talking the official release. Anyone can read it anywhere, and it doesn't have to pay money. But if you want the volumes are definitely a more niche thing, like a more premium thing than the regular volumes. Not the regular volumes, the regular, like, Shonen Jump magazines. Okay, Darkness of Shadow goes, I'm so glad Gaban is there, because he had to tell the Monster Trio on how much they are lacking. This was needed for them. Gaban, the greatest. This really was. And I've been saying this for a couple, I think, weeks. I don't think, however, that Sanji's gonna get Conquerors. Like, I don't think so. Because anytime that he has wanted something, it's been like, oh, this is something that I have or something that I need. Mostly this is something that I need. Because even like the raid suit was something he had, but it was something that he needed. And he was like, I don't need this. And he also, like, a lot of the things that he has, be it the clear fruit flower, he didn't need the devil fruit in order to actually turn invisible. Because we now see, I know it says like he goes so fast that he turns, no, he's actually turning invisible. We know this because of the little swoosh. Like, it's very vanish. Sanji is becoming invisible, like, point blank. He is turning on fire. He has, like, extremely durable skin. Everything that he gets is just, like, pure will. I think he's not gonna be getting Conquerors, but he is gonna have something else. In chapter 1182, I believe, Emu says, Omen is something that is a power that is found within all things. Which means, which means it is not exclusive to Emu. In fact, a lot of the techniques that we might be seeing might not be directly from the Devil's Fruit, but from Omen. And we may think, oh, maybe Omen and the Devil's Fruit are directly connected, and one comes from the other. No, I don't think it's the case. I think Emu is using them in combination in the same way, like if we didn't know any better, if we didn't have the information that we know, if we didn't know about Haki, if we didn't know the extent of what the Gundam Fruit can do, we would see Gear 4 and be like, oh, that is probably Haki. Like, probably that's all, or maybe that's all the Gundam Fruit. No, it's a combination of both. I think that's what we're seeing Emu do currently. I just think Omen is such a parallel to Haki, and it's so ancient that a lot of people just don't know about it, and just don't, naturally don't have access to it, and that's just how it goes. So I think Sanji, with the Black Flames, gonna get Black Flame Leg. He's actually gonna be Black Leg Sanji, Black Flame Leg Sanji. And he's gonna have the Black Flames from Omen. That's what he has access to, and I think probably Blackbeard also has Omen, which will be very interesting to combine his like darkness with the Omen darkness. It will be very interesting, and that's why we keep seeing Blackbeard, his fights, his wins be cut off, um, be put off screen because Oda doesn't want us to see that Blackbeard also has Omen. You see? Um, Gaban's the GOAT. I hope Scubber survives this and gets his arm reattached by Chopper. I don't want Colin to have a dead father. I mean, it might happen. And also, by the way, both Colin and Ripley are gonna massively outlive Gaban, especially because he is already an old man. By the way, just in case you're curious, Oda notes for this chapter is well wishes to everyone affected by the Kumamoto earthquake. Remember to prioritize emotional recovery first. Eiichiro Oda. I see. And that makes sense. Honestly, yeah. And the same goes for anyone in Venezuela, by the way. Hedgehog Fanatic 2006, welcome. Hello. I see you're near the end of the stream. We're just in the discussion part of the stream. We're reading the comments and just talking a little bit about stuff of the One Piece chapter. Again, if you don't want to be spoiled, I understand wanting to leave. Or maybe if you're not interested, I understand wanting to leave. There's a more niche stream, which is why it's only on YouTube. And hopefully we do get to grow our One Piece audience. I have a recurring dream about being at arcades. I wish I had that, because I really do miss arcades. Arcades were such a good time. I just watched Pixels, the movie with Adam Sandler. This is such a good one. And man, I miss arcades. Like, I miss the era of arcades. Oh, why arcades? Well, we don't know. D-Hunt goes, Kamuto seems to confirm what we suspected since chapter 1055. When Shanks' Conqueror's Haki reach Ryokugyu at the highest level, Haki can be projected over distance and become a real offensive force, not merely intimidation. True, because he actually Gaban didn't even cut down, like, fully. Like, the Conqueror's Haki was actually ripping through stuff and cut through stuff all on its own, which is crazy. Hedgehog Fanatic 2006 is having I don't know where that's going. Don't think that I'm like telling you to leave, because I'm not. At your own discretion, but like One Piece, I understand a lot of people read it and watch it and like just watch it, and these has spoilers. This is why I like say, like, I understand that you guys are not interested in the stream, or like maybe you don't want to be spoiled and you need to leave. I fully understand it, and I appreciate you being here at all. The one goes, Gaban told Luffy to lock the fuck in. He definitely did. Maris goes, Luffy is sword level. I don't even think sword is Luffy level. Gear 6 come please says, I love the way Usopp has observation haki in this chapter and in the previous one. Yeah, because it's not even like just like this is not even just observation haki, like, oh, I can sense that their haki is dwindling, which is what Jinbei did last chapter. No. Usopp knows everything that's going on. He can see. Which is very interesting, because if you compare it to the observation haki that he has displayed in Film Red, which Film Red takes place before this, like pretty much two whole arcs before this. He sees into another dimension and sees the movements of where everyone is. So his haki, his observation haki, is definitely, canon or otherwise, is very much higher level than anyone else's. It's so terrible. I saw footage of by the Kumamoto earthquake happen while someone was in surgery. I'm not sure if the dude is dead or alive. I'll send it on Discord. Damn. Holy shit. My prayers and my hopes are with the family and with the affected. Okay. Monkey D Boa Luffy goes, Shanks, what happened to your arm, Gaban-san? Gaban goes, oh, this? I bet it on the new era. Not again. Oh, right, because Shanks also lost an arm for Luffy. This is what people were talking about earlier. I was like, what do you mean Rayleigh hasn't lost his arm yet? Or hasn't lost it at all? And let's read, like, two more. Okay. Skyscraper SWE goes, Gaban, no, think your wife. Think your massive tracts of land. Think of them and rise up. This can't be your end. It could easily be. Like, it's the end of him for the fight, that's for sure. Unless he, like, picks up with, like, you know, the other hand, which he definitely could. You to the GOAT. So we all agree that Gaban is stronger than Rayleigh, or is it just me? Nah, I think it's just you. Because at the end of the day, there has been increase in stakes, and also we haven't really seen Rayleigh fight for real. I think the only fights that we've seen him do is against Luffy, which was in training, um, and against, and it wasn't even a fight. It was him stopping, what was his name, Kizaru, from like annihilating the Straw Hats. So that was about it. I think. Oh, Rayleigh did fight Blackbeard, but comparing oh, we don't know. Mm, we don't know. He didn't even fight Blackbeard, but he said if Blackbeard and I were actually to fight, I would lose. Is what he said. And if my theory that Blackbeard has Omen is true, it would mean that in theory Blackbeard would probably be stronger than Emu. Only instead of normal arcade games, I played made up ones. What do you mean made up ones? Oh, because it's a dream. I wasn't even. I was like, "What the fuck are you saying?" No, I get it now. Gear 6 Complete says, "Can Luffy heal his wounds with Gear 5? It would seem so." Reading menacingly goes, "The same thing Jinbei said back then. Lock in Luffy." And the final two, at this point, Luffy is just collecting arms of friends. The Il Sogeking says that, and El Coreko, this is the final one. Bro, the next chapter is coming when school starts. You've got to be kidding me. This also made me realize school is in 2 weeks. Damn. To anyone that's coming into school in 2 weeks, my condolences. I sent you a meme someone made of the chapter in Discord. Let's see. Oh, I just saw that Knock Knock says Gear 6 is not impossible at this point. It really should. Okay, this is the final one, because this one's funny. Juju's guy friend says, "It's okay, Gaban isn't dead, he's just disarmed." And Ichigo Kurosaki 5 says, "Below, the cliffhangers are getting worse and worse by the day." Yeah, the chapters seem a little short to me. Like, it's weird. Anyways, let's see the meme that you said. Let's see. This is the thing I was talking about. The earthquake happened while someone doing surgery. And this is the meme. And it's Gaban without an arm, just bloody. The stump is bloody, and he goes, "Lock, Luffy, would you please lock the fuck in?" And Luffy has a thing and goes, "Well, my Uber Eats isn't here yet." And Emu in the back going, "Talk thou shit, king." Funny. Anyways, I think that's enough for today. I don't really have any other thoughts. Because I think I've covered everything, including Usopp's observation hockey being like significantly better. I still do need Usopp to do something, so we need Emu to somehow be done. And I'm talking either time running out or him being defeated by Luffy, which I'm not counting on. We need that to happen. We need Summers to be defeated by Zoro. Or maybe the other way around. I don't know. And then killing him being defeated by Sanji somehow, because again, he doesn't have Conqueror's Haki that we know of. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have any, and I'm counting on it being Omen that actually comes out of him. So be really interested. And then Q and I have been having a discussion about this, a very intense discussion. I've been like, dude, I really believe that this is not gonna happen. Like this, he's not gonna get Conqueror. He's gonna get Omen. And he's been like, I don't believe this, but if it happens, I'm gonna eat my words. And so we shall see. We shall see about that. I'm gonna have Q eat his words after that. So that's another thing. We need Usopp to do something great. We need to see the Heaven Layer. We need to see what Chopper was up to with Biblo, which people have been saying, oh, it might not be that he needs to heal up the Stella, but that he needs to like translate what Biblo say, which is interesting. And I don't know what else needs to happen. Uh, Aside from Ragnar and Usopp, obviously, because Loki is down. He's out for the count as well. Yeah, I wonder who's gonna help Luffy now. And are they in the underworld since the log fell down? I don't think they are. I think they're still in like I think just the branches fell down. But yeah, the people that can help, Sora and Sanji, they're out. Jinbei, I don't think can do anything here. So that Sanji and Sora are out, but they're out fighting. Um, Loki is down. He can't fight anymore. And if he somehow gets up, that's bullshit. I understand Luffy getting up because of his whole Gear 5 imagination shit. But if Loki gets up, fuck you. Ragnar and Usopp can still do something. Gunko. I can definitely see Gunko like sacrificing herself in order to like take out Emu temporarily, and then like Emu has to reform again over a long period of time until final war in Marineford, and I can understand that being something that happens. But other than that, I don't think we have anything much left for this chapter. I'm still counting on the chapter being done by the end of September, which means we have 2 more chapters this month, and then 3 chapters, so that it's in 5 chapters, Elbaf is ending. In my opinion, I think. I would be very surprised if we go for another 3 in October, so that's 9. Another 3 in November, so that's 11. And then another 3 in December, so that's 14 chapters. Which could happen, but it's highly unlikely. I would give it at most 10 chapters. Like, I think 10 more chapters is as much as we... And actually, that would be great, because we're in 1190. So ending Elbaf in chapter 2000, dude, insane. If we get to chapter 2000, that's insane, by the way. Like, let it sink... Oh, not 2000, what? 1200. I don't know why I'm saying 2000. I was like, dude, imagine we actually get to 2000. No, it's 1200. I don't think we're gonna get to 2000. If we do, that's insane. That's crazy. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I really don't think it's gonna happen. maybe, but that would require like another, what, 20 years? We don't have 20. 50 years of One Piece would be insane. But anyways, yeah, we've still got Sanji and Sora fight against the Holy Knights. Yeah, and we still don't know where Shamrock is. I know he's supposed to be back in Marijua, but like, it is such a shame that Shamrock was introduced into this arc only to like leave, especially when Emu is probably gonna lose or something. I don't know. But anyways, thank you so much for coming through, Deadman. As always, I highly appreciate you being here. To Hedgehog Fanatic, all 3 Carters, Jampy, and Sino, who all came through just to support me. I highly appreciate you. And I highly appreciate anyone else that was watching and is watching. And hopefully I get to see you in another stream. The Deltarune streams, maybe the Terraria, Minecraft. We have Final Fantasy. We have a lot of stuff. Earthbound. A lot of stuff to do. So anyways, even with Shamrock would be overkill. It would, but like it would make sense. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see all of you pretty soon for more Deltarune. And for more One Piece next week, possibly. Let me actually check before we go. August 23rd. So that is in 2 weeks. So we got a break this week. We're getting a break, not break. Break, not break. Break, not break. Which, by the way, and I'm going to take this time to say this, because in September, I'm going to have a trip. Which means we might not be getting, and I think my flight is on the day of release. So we might not get a stream on time. And then I have another one in... I might miss 2 or do them late. 2 of them in that week. And then there is another one in October, November, where like I might also miss 2. Depends on like, because again, the schedule has not been very strict. We've had 1 week, not 1 week, 1 week not, 1 week, 1 week not. So there's gonna be a problem. But anyways, thank you all so much for coming, and I will see all of you on the flip side. Take care, everyone. Bye bye now.